Aaron opened his eyes to a red sky, filled with fire and smoke. The air was hot, and the ground under him shook with every roar in the distance. Moments ago, he was inside an alien prison ship. Now he was falling, thrown out like trash onto a planet full of monsters. The aliens didn't say a word. They only laughed as they opened the ship's hatch and dropped him down. They believed he wouldn't survive the dragon war below. They thought dragons would tear him apart. But they didn't know who Aaron truly was. As he stood up, Aaron saw massive shadows flying above. Dragons, huge, angry, and locked in a deadly war. Two dragon armies were fighting for control of the sky and the land. Fireballs exploded in the air, and the screams of beasts echoed across the burning mountains. Aaron had no weapons, no food, no allies. But he had his training. He moved fast, avoiding the fighting zones, trying to understand where he had landed. He was tired, hungry, and bleeding, but alive. Suddenly, a group of wild dragons spotted him. They roared and flew toward him like missiles. Aaron ran, jumping between rocks and broken trees. He knew he couldn't run forever. Just when a dragon was about to strike, Aaron stopped and turned around. His heart was beating fast. The dragon opened its mouth to blast fire. But something strange happened. Aaron's eyes started to glow. The dragon paused in the air. For the first time, a beast looked confused. Aaron didn't know what was happening to him. But deep inside, something powerful had just woken up. And this was only the beginning. The dragon circled Aaron, smoke rising from its nose, eyes locked on him, like prey. The fire in its chest began to glow. One more second, and it would end him. But something inside Aaron had changed. As the dragon unleashed a ball of fire, Aaron raised his hand on instinct. A blast of energy shot out from his palm, colliding with the dragon's flame. The explosion shook the ground, sending both man and beast flying in opposite directions. Aaron gasped, his hand burning but not broken. He had never done anything like that before. What was that? He whispered to himself. From the nearby trees, another dragon charged toward him. This one was smaller, a young one. But before it could strike, it stopped. The young dragon looked at Aaron with wide eyes, then slowly stepped back. It didn't attack. It bowed its head. Aaron was shocked. Was the dragon afraid, or was it showing respect? The young dragon turned and began walking, pausing to look back at him. Aaron followed. Step by step, they moved through smoking forests and lava-filled valleys, until they reached something ancient, a black stone temple covered in dragon symbols. The young dragon roared once. The temple doors slowly opened on their own. Inside, fire danced along the walls without burning them. In the center was a small flame floating in the air, alive, pulsing, calling him. Aaron reached out. The moment his hand touched it, visions exploded in his mind. Flames, battles, dragons bowing, and a deep voice whispering, "Flamewalker." His body lit up with power. The fire accepted him. Outside, the sky rumbled again. Dragon wings filled the air. A bigger war was coming. But this time, Aaron wasn't just a prisoner anymore. He was becoming something else. Something the aliens didn't plan for. The fire flowed through Aaron's body like a river of power. His wounds healed. His strength returned. But it was more than that. He could feel the dragons now. Their anger. Their pain. Their language. As he stepped out of the ancient temple, the young dragon stood waiting. It bowed again, and this time, Aaron understood. The dragon had chosen him. High above, two massive dragon armies clashed in the sky, one with dark, spiked scales, the other with bright golden wings. The war was brutal. Villages burned, mountains cracked. No side was winning. Both wanted total control. Aaron didn't care about their war, but then he saw it. Innocent dragon cubs running from flames, hiding under rocks. This war was killing everything. He climbed the nearest cliff and raised his hand. Fire rose from the ground around him. His voice boomed like thunder as he called out in the dragon's tongue. Both armies paused mid-air. They had heard something impossible. A human speaking the language of dragons. Some dragons attacked, refusing to believe. Aaron faced them with fire in both hands. The young dragon leaped to protect him, but Aaron didn't need saving. He blasted the attackers from the sky with pure flame. The mountains shook. The dark-scaled army saw his power and tried to convince him to join them. The golden-winged dragons offered the same. But Aaron made his choice. "I don't fight for kings or war," he said. "I fight for those who can't." He stood alone. Yet, slowly, dragons began to land around him. One by one, bowing their heads. Not as soldiers, but as followers. Aaron had become something new. A leader. A warrior. A myth. The Flamewalker had risen. And the aliens watching from orbit began to panic. Far above the burning world, the alien command ship floated in silence. On its screen, they watched the impossible. Dragons obeying a human. Not just following him, worshipping him. The generals stared in fear. "This human must be eliminated," one of them said. "He's not just human anymore," another replied. "He's something worse." Within minutes, the aliens launched their attack. A full fleet of warships rained down from the sky. Giant machines, flame-resistant armor, and hunter drones filled the air. Their target was clear: Aaron. On the ground, Aaron stood at the center of a ruined battlefield. His dragons roared around him as the skies opened with thunder. Alien ships began their assault. Missiles screamed down. Energy cannons lit the sky. Explosions turned the world white. But Aaron didn't run. He raised his hand, and a wall of fire rose to block the blasts. His dragons flew up to face the metal monsters. In the sky, fire and steel clashed. Aaron leaped onto his dragon's back and flew straight into the storm. One by one, he brought down the alien ships, tearing them apart with flames and fury. The air burned with battle cries. But then, it arrived. From the largest alien ship, a new weapon dropped. A massive beast, part dragon, part machine. A hybrid created from dragon DNA and alien tech. Twice Aaron's size. Stronger, faster, unfeeling. The hybrid crashed into the ground, sending shockwaves in all directions. Aaron landed before it, eyes locked. The beast charged, and their battle shook the skies. The hybrid was powerful. It cut deep. Aaron bled. His flames grew weaker. The aliens smiled. They thought it was over. But something was building inside Aaron. A storm. A rage. A fire that wouldn't die. The true terror was still coming. Smoke covered the battlefield. Aaron lay still, blood on his face, fire flickering weakly in his hands. The alien hybrid stood tall, roaring in victory. Above, alien generals watched with cold smiles. Their monster had won. But then, the ground shook. Aaron's eyes snapped open, burning brighter than ever. The fire inside him wasn't gone. It had changed. It had evolved. He stood slowly, his wounds closing, flames crawling across his skin like armor. The hybrid roared and charged again, faster than before. But this time, Aaron didn't move. He caught the beast's claws with his bare hands, then unleashed a blast of fire, so strong it turned the air white. The hybrid screamed, crashing into a mountain. Dragons all around paused mid-flight. Even the alien commanders leaned forward, shocked. Aaron wasn't fighting like a man anymore. He was something else now, more dragon than human. He flew into the sky without wings, surrounded by a tornado of flame. His voice echoed like thunder, shaking both dragons and machines. "You wanted a monster," he growled. "Now face one." With a single command, his dragon army rose behind him. Together, they launched the final attack. Alien ships exploded in the air. The hybrid rose once more. But Aaron didn't hesitate. He dived like a comet, crashing into the beast with full force. Fire erupted in every direction. When the smoke cleared, only Aaron stood. He looked up at the alien mothership. One final firestorm rose from his hands, so powerful it pierced the sky and hit the alien ship directly. The explosion lit the heavens. The ship broke apart, falling like a burning star. The aliens fled. On the ground, dragons bowed before Aaron. A new legend had begun. The human they tried to destroy had become the nightmare they would never forget.